Hollywood, 1960. A film studio, stage 12. The set of a romantic comedy called Let's Make Love. Marilyn Monroe's dressing room. It's 6 a.m., hair and makeup call. Marilyn sits in the chair facing the mirror, surrounded by lights, bright, harsh, unforgiving lights. The kind that show every flaw, every line, every imperfection. The makeup artist, a woman named Dorothy, begins her work. Foundation, concealer, powder, contouring, highlighting, transforming. Dorothy has been doing Marilyn's makeup for 3 years. She knows the routine, knows the face, knows the transformation. "Good morning, Miss Monroe," Dorothy says cheerfully. Marilyn doesn't respond, just stares at the mirror, at her reflection. Dorothy notices. "You okay, honey?" Marilyn blinks, focuses. "Yeah, sorry, just tired. Rough night." Dorothy asks, "Applying foundation?" "Something like that," Marilyn says. "But it's more than that, much more." Marilyn stares at her reflection, and she doesn't recognize the woman staring back. The face in the mirror is familiar. She's seen it a million times, in photographs, on movie screens, on magazine covers. Marilyn Monroe, the most famous face in the world. But it's not her face, it's not Norma Jeane's face. It's a mask, a creation, a lie. Dorothy works methodically, covering blemishes, smoothing skin, creating the illusion of perfection. The illusion of Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn watches the transformation, watches Norma Jeane disappear, watches Marilyn Monroe emerge. It happens every day, every time she sits in this chair, every time she faces this mirror. Norma Jeane goes in, Marilyn Monroe comes out. But today, something feels different, wrong. Marilyn looks at her reflection, really looks, and she sees two faces. Not literally, not a hallucination, but metaphorically, spiritually. She sees Marilyn Monroe, the platinum blonde, the red lips, the beauty mark, the sultry eyes, the sex symbol, the movie star, the icon. But underneath, she sees Norma Jeane, the brown-haired girl, the orphan, the foster child, the nobody, the girl who just wanted to be loved, the girl who's still there, trapped, screaming, trying to get out. But no one can hear her, because Marilyn Monroe is too loud, too bright, too overwhelming. Marilyn Monroe has consumed Norma Jeane, swallowed her whole. And now Norma Jeane is disappearing, fading, dying. "Miss Monroe," Dorothy's voice breaks through. "You're crying. What's wrong?" Marilyn touches her face. Her fingers come away wet. She didn't even realize she was crying. "Nothing," she says quickly. "Just allergies." Dorothy doesn't believe her, but she doesn't push. She's learned not to push. She just hands Marilyn a tissue. "Careful, don't smudge the makeup." Marilyn dabs her eyes. Careful not to smudge. Always careful, always controlled, always perfect. That's Marilyn Monroe, perfect, flawless, untouchable. But Norma Jeane is messy, broken, human, and she's suffocating under the weight of perfection. The hairstylist arrives, a man named Sidney. He's been styling Marilyn's hair for years. He knows exactly what to do. The platinum blonde, the soft curls, the iconic look. He works in silence, teasing, spraying, shaping, creating the image. The fantasy, the lie. Marilyn watches in the mirror, watches her hair transform, from flat and lifeless, to voluminous and glamorous. From Norma Jeane to Marilyn Monroe. She thinks about when she first dyed her hair blonde, 1945. She was 19. A model, trying to make it in Hollywood. A photographer told her, "You'd be more marketable as a blonde. Blondes photograph better. Blondes get more work." So she bleached her hair, from mousy brown to platinum blonde, and everything changed. Suddenly, she was getting more jobs, more attention, more opportunities. The blonde hair opened doors, but it also closed something inside her. It closed the door to Norma Jeane, because Norma Jeane had brown hair. Norma Jeane was plain, ordinary, forgettable, but Marilyn Monroe was blonde, glamorous, unforgettable. And once she became Marilyn Monroe, she could never go back. Sidney finishes, steps back, admires his work. "Perfect," he says. "You look perfect, Miss Monroe." Marilyn looks at her reflection. Perfect. Yes, she looks perfect, but she feels empty, hollow, like a beautiful shell with nothing inside. "Thank you, Sidney," she says. Her voice is Marilyn's voice. Breathy, soft, sexy. Not Norma Jeane's voice. Norma Jeane's voice was different, stronger, deeper. more real, but no one wants to hear Norma Jeane's voice. They want Marilyn's voice. So that's what she gives them. Dorothy and Sydney leave. Marilyn is alone, alone with the mirror, alone with her reflection, alone with the two faces. She stands up, walks closer to the mirror, stares at herself, really stares. "Who are you?" she whispers. The reflection doesn't answer, just stares back. "Blonde, beautiful, perfect, Marilyn Monroe." "No," Marilyn says, louder now. "Who are you really?" Still no answer, just the face, the mask, the lie. Marilyn's hands start to shake. Her breathing quickens, panic rising. "Where is she?" she asks the mirror. "Where is Norma Jeane? What did you do to her?" The reflection just stares, silent, accusatory. Marilyn's vision blurs. The room spins. She grabs the edge of the vanity, steadies herself. "I want her back," she whispers. "I want me back." But she knows it's too late. Norma Jeane is gone, buried so deep under layers of makeup and hair dye and image and performance that she's unreachable, irretrievable, lost forever. There's a knock on the door. "Miss Monroe, they're ready for you on set." Marilyn takes a deep breath, composes herself, puts on the smile, the Marilyn Monroe smile. Bright, dazzling, fake, coming, she calls out. She takes one last look in the mirror. Marilyn Monroe looks back. Perfect, ready, in character. She walks out of the dressing room, onto the set. The crew is waiting. The director, the cinematographer, the other actors, the lights, the cameras, everyone staring at her, waiting for Marilyn Monroe. She gives them what they want: the walk, the smile, the voice, the performance. "Good morning, everyone," she says. Breathy, playful, sexy. They smile, they're charmed, they're satisfied. This is Marilyn Monroe, this is what they paid for. The scene is simple, a romantic moment. She's supposed to look into her co-star's eyes, smile, deliver a flirtatious line. Easy, she's done it 1,000 times. But today she can't focus. She keeps thinking about the mirror, about the two faces, about Norma Jeane. Action. The director calls. Marilyn delivers the line, but it's wrong, flat, lifeless. Cut. The director yells. "Marilyn, what was that? Where's the sparkle? Where's the magic?" "Sorry," she says. "Let me try again." They reset. Action. She tries again. Still wrong. Cut. The director is frustrated now. "Marilyn, come on. This is a simple scene. Just give me the Marilyn Monroe charm. That's all I need. The Marilyn Monroe charm. That's all anyone needs. That's all anyone wants. Not her, not Norma Jeane. Just the charm, just the image, just the performance." They try again, and again. 12 takes. Marilyn can't get it right. She's distracted, disconnected, lost. The director calls a break. 15 minutes, everyone. "Marilyn, get yourself together." Marilyn walks off set, back to her dressing room, back to the mirror. She sits down, stares at her reflection. "What's wrong with you?" she asks. "Why can't you do this? It's easy. It's what you do. It's who you are." But that's the problem. It's not who she is. It's who Marilyn Monroe is. And Marilyn Monroe is a character, a performance, a mask. And today the mask is slipping. Today Norma Jeane is fighting back, trying to break through, trying to be seen, trying to exist. Marilyn looks at her reflection, at the perfect makeup, the perfect hair, the perfect face. And she hates it. She hates Marilyn Monroe. She hates what she's become, what she's created, what she's trapped inside. She reaches for a tissue, starts wiping off the lipstick, the red, the signature red, Marilyn Monroe's red. She wipes it off, then the eye makeup, the false lashes, the eyeliner, the eyeshadow. She wipes it all off, smearing, smudging, destroying. Then the foundation, the powder, the contouring. She wipes it all away, revealing the skin underneath. Pale, tired, real. She looks at her reflection, without the makeup, without the mask. And she sees Norma Jeane faint, faded. But there, still there. "There you are," she whispers, tears streaming down her face. "I thought I lost you." But then there's a knock on the door. "Miss Monroe, they're ready for you." Panic. She can't go out like this, without makeup, without the mask, without Marilyn Monroe. She grabs the makeup, starts reapplying, frantically, messily, foundation, powder, lipstick, trying to recreate Marilyn Monroe, trying to put the mask back on. But her hands are shaking, the makeup is uneven, smeared, wrong. Another knock. Miss Monroe, we're waiting. Just a minute, she calls out. Her voice is shaking. Not breathy, not sexy, just scared. She looks at her reflection. The makeup is a mess. She looks like a clown. A sad, desperate clown. She starts crying. Full sobs. She can't do this. She can't be Marilyn Monroe today. She can't put the mask back on. It's too heavy, too suffocating, too much. The door opens. Dorothy rushes in. Sees Marilyn. Sees the smeared makeup. The tears. The breakdown. "Oh honey," Dorothy says. She closes the door, locks it, comes to Marilyn, kneels beside her. "It's okay. It's okay. I can't do it." Marilyn sobs. "I can't be her anymore. I can't be Marilyn Monroe. I just want to be me. I just want to be Norma Jeane. But I don't know how. I don't know who she is anymore. I don't know who I am." Dorothy holds her, lets her cry. "I know, honey. I know." "Do you?" Marilyn asks, looking at Dorothy with desperate eyes. "Do you really know? Do you see me? The real me? Or do you just see her? Marilyn Monroe." Dorothy looks at her, really looks at her. "I see you," she says softly. "I see Norma Jeane. I've always seen her, underneath all the makeup, all the hair, all the performance. I see the girl who's scared, who's lonely, who's trying so hard to be perfect. I see her, and she's beautiful, more beautiful than Marilyn Monroe could ever be." Marilyn breaks down again. But this time, it's different. It's relief. Someone sees her. Someone knows. Someone understands. Dorothy cleans Marilyn's face, gently, carefully, removing all the smeared makeup, revealing the real face underneath. Then she reapplies the makeup, slowly, precisely, recreating Marilyn Monroe. But this time, it feels different. Less like a mask, more like armor. Protection, a way to survive. You don't have to be Marilyn Monroe all the time, Dorothy says as she works. When you're alone, when you're safe, you can be Norma Jeane, you can be yourself. But when you're out there, on that set, in front of those cameras, you can put on Marilyn Monroe, like a costume, like a shield, to protect Norma Jeane, to keep her safe. Marilyn listens, absorbs. It makes sense. Marilyn Monroe isn't her. Marilyn Monroe is a character, a role, a performance. And when the performance is over, she can take off the costume. She can be Norma Jeane again, in private, in secret, in the moments when no one is watching. Dorothy finishes the makeup, steps back. There, perfect. Marilyn looks at her reflection. Marilyn Monroe looks back. But this time, it's different. This time, she knows. Norma Jeane is still there, underneath, hidden, protected, waiting. "Thank you," Marilyn says. Her voice is steady now, stronger. "Anytime, honey," Dorothy says. "Anytime." Marilyn stands up, takes a deep breath, puts on the smile, the Marilyn Monroe smile, and walks out of the dressing room, back onto the set. The director sees her. Finally. "Are you ready now?" "Yes," Marilyn says. "I'm ready." They reset the scene. Action. Marilyn delivers the line. Perfect, flirtatious, charming, pure Marilyn Monroe. Cut. Perfect. That's the one. The director yells. Everyone applauds. Marilyn smiles, accepts the praise, plays the role, but inside, Norma Jeane is quiet, resting, safe, protected by Marilyn Monroe. The mask, the armor, the shield. The day continues. Scene after scene, take after take, Marilyn Monroe performs. Flawlessly, effortlessly. The crew is happy. The director is happy. Everyone is happy. Except Norma Jeane. But she's learned to be quiet, to hide, to wait. At the end of the day, Marilyn returns to her dressing room, sits in front of the mirror. Dorothy comes in, begins removing the makeup, the transformation in reverse. Marilyn Monroe disappears. Norma Jeane emerges, pale, tired, real. "There she is," Dorothy says softly. "There's Norma Jeane." Marilyn looks at her reflection, at her real face, without makeup, without the mask, and she smiles. A real smile. Not Marilyn Monroe's smile, Norma Jeane's smile. Small, genuine, sad. "Hello," she whispers to her reflection. "I missed you." But the reflection doesn't smile back, because Norma Jeane knows the truth. Tomorrow she'll disappear again. Buried under makeup and hair dye and performance. Buried under Marilyn Monroe. And one day she'll disappear completely. Forever. Lost, forgotten, dead. Marilyn knows it too. She can feel it, the slow erasure, the gradual disappearance. Norma Jeane is dying, and Marilyn Monroe is killing her, not intentionally, not maliciously, but inevitably, because there's only room for one, and the world chose Marilyn Monroe, so Norma Jeane has to go, has to fade, has to die. It's the price of fame, the cost of success, the sacrifice, your real self, your true identity, your soul. Marilyn stands up, looks at the mirror one last time. "I'm sorry," she whispers, to Norma Jeane, to herself, to the girl she used to be, the girl she can never be again. Then she turns off the lights, leaves the dressing room, drives home, alone, in the darkness. Marilyn Monroe in the driver's seat, Norma Jeane in the passenger seat, invisible, silent, dying. Years pass, 1962, August. Marilyn Monroe is found dead. Barbiturate overdose, suicide. The world mourns. But some say it wasn't suicide, some say it was murder, but maybe it was both. Maybe Marilyn Monroe killed Norma Jeane, slowly, over years, until there was nothing left. Until Norma Jeane was completely gone, and then Marilyn Monroe, with no one left inside, no real person left to animate the mask, simply stopped, ceased to exist, collapsed, died. Because Marilyn Monroe was never real, she was always just a performance, a character, a mask. And when the person wearing the mask dies, the mask dies too. At the funeral, people cry for Marilyn Monroe, the icon, the legend, the sex symbol, but no one cries for Norma Jeane, because no one knew her, no one saw her, no one remembered her. She died years before Marilyn Monroe did, buried under makeup and hair dye and fame, forgotten, erased, gone, except in the mirror, in that dressing room, on that film set. If you look closely, if you really look, you can still see her. Norma Jeane, faint, faded, a ghost, trapped in the reflection, staring out, trying to be seen, trying to be remembered, trying to exist, but no one looks, no one sees, no one remembers, because everyone is too busy looking at Marilyn Monroe, the beautiful mask, the perfect illusion, the lie. And so Norma Jeane remains, trapped, forgotten, lost, in the mirror, forever. Screen fades to black. Final text appears. The Mirror, 1960. Two faces, one woman, one survived, one didn't. Then some reflections show the truth, some reflections hide it, some reflections trap it forever. Silence, darkness, the end.